So it's a transparent material with having two refractive surfaces. Here we have studied about refraction at single surface, right? In the previous lecture. Here we
Yes, sir.
have, there are two students as well, just listening, okay? Hassan, is it okay for you?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Just,
Yes.
not, the transparent material having two refractive surfaces. So suppose an example like this here. Whatever the light ray suppose enters here, there is a medium transfer from here to one to here. Again, if suppose here sometime mostly for NEET exam, whatever they give, they will give in both the sides there will be one medium and there will be a medium of the lens. But in generally in advanced and all, they might give you first 1, 2, 3 mediums. This the medium here is 1, the medium here is 2, the medium here is 3. So there will be questions in the complex scenarios and all. But mostly here we'll study in NEET. There will be lens medium, there will be other medium which is around this lens. So this is two transparent medium, is two refractive surfaces here. One refraction will happen at 1, 2 surface, another refraction will happen at 2, 1 surface. Okay. Next,
Okay.
suppose if it but generally we study about thin spherical lens only, because there we will have some approximations, some paraxial rays about paraxial rays we will take, and our derivations fit to only thin spherical lens. If they are not thin, we our whatever the approximations we take up in formulas and all, they don't work. That is why we will study about only thin spherical surfaces as far as part of our syllabus. Okay. So next, if surrounding medium, if the refractive index of the lens is greater than refractive index of the medium, okay, and if it is a converging lens, then a convex lens means it's a converging lens. Okay, that means suppose if you keep an object at infinite, so now the light ray which is coming here will converge. Okay, here at one point, that is focus here. So this convex lens where refractive index of lens is greater than medium and it acts as a converging lens is also called as convex lens. Okay.
Okay.
For paraxial rays, marginal rays will not work here. I told you about what are paraxial rays when I am teaching mirrors, which are close to the principal axis. Okay. Next, if it is diverging, matlab point consideration is lens refractive index is greater than medium refractive index, and if the light rays are diverging, then we can say that is a concave lens, a diverging lens. Okay. Can I go ahead? We'll see some
Yes, sir.
examples of these lenses. So here you have R1, R2. This is biconvex. Here refractive index of lens greater than medium. Then you have R equiconvex. Both sides, the radius of curvatures of this both the surfaces are equal. Then we can write it as equiconvex. Okay. Then one is plane surface and other is this surface. This is called as plano-convex lens. So now, like this is concavo-convex. This is a convex surface, this is concave surface. Okay. Then biconcave lens. Biconcave means, sorry, biconcave lens, like how biconvex lens we wrote. Okay. R1, R2, two radius of curvature. Both are having same equal, same. Another point, when you're taking this radius of curvature as same, that doesn't mean in formula both will be same. because one will be having negative, one will be having positive, depending upon which light ray, which direction light ray is going. Okay. After substituting,
Okay, sir.
when you know the value, that is minus, okay, this is having negative radius. So when you know the exact value number, you're substituting, you have to substitute minus. We don't need a formula, both are same r, so substitute positive for both of them. Don't do that. Okay. Then this is equiconcave. Then plano concave. Plano concave. Here, radius of curvature, this will be infinite. This is having r. Plano convex. The plane refracting surface will have radius of curvature is infinite. Then here, convexo concave. This is second surface. This is a convex surface. This is concave surface. Got it? Okay. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
That is called as optical center. Optical center, where when you put a light ray, it will passes without undeviated. At this optical center, there will not be any deviation. It will pass through that point. There will not be any refraction and all. It will pass through that center. That is called as optical center. That is why whenever you draw a light ray which is passing through the optical center, just it will go in that straight line without any deviation. So next, principal axis, you know this, right? Passing through the optical center and perpendicular to the lens. Suppose this is the lens. It perpendicular to the lens, it will pass and passing through the optical center. Okay. Next, principal focus. Here the important thing is it will have two focal points. Why I'll say here. Suppose if you keep an object at focus 1, now suddenly the image will be formed at infinity. Okay. This is one focus, it is forming here. Okay. Now, if the object is at infinity, the image will be formed at focus, right?
Yes, sir.
This is another focus. It will have two focus here.
Okay.
Okay. Then shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Then comes the aperture. Aperture is this diameter. Suppose light ray, now light, whatever light ray you are incidenting, can you incident here? No, right? So the effective area it will describe. It is not area, it is a diameter at which the light ray actually passes. Okay. So along this length, the light is passing, right? This length. This is called
Yes,
as aperture. And now, in this, because here in this area it is passing. So for that area there will be radius, right? Circular area. There will be radius. That radius is called as aperture. And now important point is intensity proportional to aperture square. This is quite important because in some of the examinations they might give you giving about aperture aperture comparisons. Two lenses are there. What is the intensity of the image formed? Aperture having aperture in the ratio A1 is to A2, like that they might be asking. This is a quite important formula, but especially for NEET exam. And recently in mains examination also 2 times out of many papers, 2 papers this point on this point question has been asked. Okay, shall I go ahead? Just on this point.
Yes.
No. Okay, now shall I see the lens maker formula? Lens maker's formula. Here we have studied, right? Now here, this is mu medium, this is mu L, this is mu medium. And you know, at one surface refraction will happen, you know the equation of it, right? mu2 minus mu1 by mu2 by v minus mu1 by u is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by r.
Yes, sir.
You remember it or not?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Here if we go through it, mu2 is mu length by first whatever the image that is formed at the refractive index surface 1 will be the object to the refractive index surface 2. Do you accept this? Then final image will be formed. So first surface on mu L by, so I will consider this as some V1. V1 is not final image, but the image formed in between. First surface image will be formed. That will become the object for the second surface. So mu L by V1 minus mu M by, that is mu2 by V minus mu1 by U. This is the object distance is equal to mu2 minus mu1, that is mu L minus mu M by R1. Do you accept this or not?
Yes, sir.
Then for second surface, we can write it as mu M is this mu2 by, now comes the image, right? Final image. After the second surface, final image will form. So minus mu L by that
V1.
first V1. First image distance will become second object distance is equal to mu M minus mu L divided by R2. Okay. Now add both of them. If I take common minus M here, minus here, common, it will become mu L minus mu M by R2, right?
Yes, sir.
Just common, take common there and add them. Add, if you add, what will happen? This one, this one will get cancelled. The answer will be mu, what is this? Okay, mu M, if I take common, 1 by b minus 1 by u is equal to, here mu L minus mu M, if I take common, then the option will be 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Is it right? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Now 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to, so if I send this mu M to that side, can I get this 1 minus, sorry, mu L by mu M minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2 or not?
Yes, sir.
Shall I go ahead now? So now carefully see. Oh, okay. Then if you add them, what will you get here? 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to mu, that is length divided by mu M minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Do you accept this or not?
Yes,
But
sir.
here, carefully watch here. We know that whenever you keep a object at focus, you will get the image at infinite. Whenever you will keep an object at infinite, you will get the image at focus, right? So based on
Yes,
that
sir.
concept, u is equal to, if I keep infinity, then my v will become focus or not? Tell me. Image distance should become focus. So if I substitute that, 1 by focal length is equal to, you got it as mu L by mu M. Generally what they will give, mu L is length 1, that is refractive index of left lens with respect to the medium, right?
Yes, sir.
Generally they will write it as in the terms of mu. Okay, that this mu is not absolute mu. This mu is nothing but the refractive index of the lens with respect to the medium. This is mu minus 1, mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. So this is the focal length of the image here. You can write 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Now, if I substitute here, can I write this one as 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F, tell me. Because 1 by F is what? Nothing but mu L by mu M minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Do you accept this or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now here, this is the lens maker's formula and this is a 5-star formula. Here also, whatever the rules I have said, those follows. That means after knowing the value, you will substitute there plus or minus. Then here another 2 formulas. I gave you some 2 formulas right there, where in mirrors I gave you magnification formula that is equal to V by U I gave, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus V by U I gave it there, but here magnification formula is V by U. Okay. So here magnification formula is V by U. So now here another 2 important formulas can be derived. Just substitute, multiply with V on both sides. Then what will we get? V by V minus V by U is equal to V by F. Then V by U, if I send it to right side, it will become 1 minus V by F, right? So can I write this as F minus V by F? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
There also some similar formula as I might have come. I don't remember, but this is the process to derive this formula. So if image distance is given, focal length is given, you can easily get the magnification as well. Okay. Then substitute, multiply with U on both sides. Then you will get U by V minus 1 is equal to U by F. If this plus 1, when it goes to the right side, it will become U by V is equal to U plus F divided by F. So then can I write V by U as F by F plus U? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just clear it off. These 2 formulas can also be used. Object distance is given, focal length is given. And then when you're substituting, if they are having minus, you have to substitute minus. Got it? Understand the situation. But this is the magnification formula. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Shall I go ahead then? So now, some of the rules what you can follow is, one point I told you, whichever the light ray is passing through the optical center will be undeviated, right? Hassan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Second point is, any ray passing through first focus or directed towards it, passing through first focus, will become parallel to the principal axis. Got it? That means
Yes, sir.
if you are, this is the light ray, this is parallel to the principal axis, right? So this will pass through the focus. Got it? Whichever
Yes.
light ray is parallel to the principal axis will actually pass through the focus. These are for paraxial rays. That should be kept in mind if generally in some theoretical question is asked. Not for every ray. After refracting from the lens, it will pass through the focus. Next, ray passing from focus, from focus, if you are making any ray, what will happen? It will become parallel to the principal axis. Got it? Any ray that is parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus. After refraction, any ray which is coming from the focus will actually become parallel after refraction. Got it? These 3 points you can understand and remember. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Can you understand? Shall we go ahead? Shall we go ahead?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Now, image formation for convex lens or convergent lens. You need to apply now. So one thing is, suppose object is placed at infinity. You have to make now it's a work for you. You have to make whatever the rules I taught you, and I need to understand where the image will be formed, how the image will be formed and all. Okay. Suppose object is at infinite. Here, infinite. Some infinite. Tell me. Suppose object is here, at infinite like this. At infinite, the object is like this. So you tell me. Matlab, this distance is very far. That's what I want to say. Okay. Just make the rules at infinite. What will happen?
Beyond F2.
ठीक. At infinite, one ray can be
Beyond 2F.
one ray will be passing through this center of optical center and it will just undeviated. Another ray, parallel light ray I'm taking. Okay. This one. It will pass through home
Okay, sir.
focus, right?
Yes, sir.
So now it will where the image will be passed will be at focus. This will be the focus. Okay. When the light ray is at infinite, the image will be formed at focus. Okay. So wait. One ray undeviated will go like this, and another ray which is coming from infinite, if it is passed to this focus, it will actually become parallel, and this point will be focus. Okay. Nothing but whenever an object is at infinite, you have to, because here my geometry will not be proper, right? Exactly. So I'm just talking, giving the principle here. The image will be formed at this focus, and it will be inverted image. Suppose the object is in this side, the image will be formed on the other side. So the image will be inverted and very small in size. Okay. So magnification is less than 0 and magnitude is less than 1 because it's very small in size. Okay. You understand or not?
Okay, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
my geometry will not be perfect here. So whatever the infinite ray is coming, that will actually focus, that will actually form the image at focus. If the object is at focus, the image will be at infinite. Got it? This is what I have taught you, right? 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. So if the object is at infinite, image will be at focus. Okay, accept it or not?
Yes, sir.
Next, object is between infinite and 2f. Infinite and 2f. That is center of curvature, before center of curvature. Where will the image will be formed? Parallel ray will pass through focus here. This will be focus here. Okay. Then this will be 2f. Then one ray will be passing through the optical center, undeviated. So the image will be formed here between f and 2f, infinite to 2f between, because this is 2f, that is center of radius, center of curvature. Okay. This will be the focal length here. So now when the object is placed it in between infinite and 2f, the image will be formed between f and 2f. Got it or not?
Yes, sir.
So like this I drew. But before you, why couldn't you get proper diagram is because infinite rays we cannot draw clearly, but the image will be formed at the, because we don't know the object right exactly which position it is in. The only point is these rays should converge at focus. That is the concept of focus, right? When the rays are coming from infinite, the image should be at focus. Got it?
Yes, sir.
But it will be inverted image here. So now when it between infinite and 2f, you can draw a light ray parallel to the principal axis, which will pass through the focus and will go. And another ray pass through the optical center, and it will meet this at this point. Here image will be formed, and that image will be between focal length and radius of center of curvature 2f. So here also magnification magnitude is less than 1 and m less than 0, that is negative value. V by u you will get negative value here because image is at on the one side and the object is on the other side, right? V by u will have negative or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
So this magnification will be less than 1. Magnitude means nothing but inverted, here inverted, and real image and small in size. Okay, shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Next, the object is placed at 2f. Exactly 2f. What will happen?
Will be formed at F.
No. 2f, 2f. 2f, if we get, there will be one parallel ray like this is going. So, and
At
another
F2
one,
it will be formed, sir.
no, not f2. Beyond f2, beyond 2f. This is f, this is f, this is 2f. The image will be formed beyond 2f. But this magnification beyond 2f will have magnification greater than 1, but direction, that is m less than 0, that means it is inverted and also that is opposite side, real image, because both are on the opposite side. V is on the one side and u is on the other side. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait. I made a mistake. When you keep it 2f, in mirror also you will exactly get the at 2f only, right? Inverted. Tell me. At mirror, concave mirror.
Yes.
Here also exactly it will form at 2f. Why I am actually making this mistake is because my geometry will not be proper, right? Completely. That's why. When you keep it 2f, the ray will actually pass through focus and go like this. This is focus. Whichever light ray is coming parallel to the principal axis, that will pass through the focus. Make this point clear. Okay. Okay. And
Okay,
now,
sir.
when this 2f, same ray diagram is not changing, that just because these values will change. This value will be 2f. And magnification is equal to -1. Just change your values, whatever you have written. Magnification will be -1. Inverted, real, but same size. Same size. Got it?
Yes, sir.
What are the rules still we have studied now? One rule is, first one, object is placed at infinite. It's an easy to remember. The image will be formed at focus, but small in size. Because simply you can understand what is magnification formula. Tell me. V by u, right?
Yes, sir.
V is focal length, u is infinity. So infinity is much higher than focal length or not?
Yes, sir.
Then magnification is very small or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir. It will be small.
Then V is on one side, U is on other side. Then one will be negative, one will be positive. Can it be negative or not? M less than 0. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Second case is when object is placed from infinity to 2f. What will happen? The image will be formed between f and 2f. Now it is going from f to 2f. Got it? Infinite, you got it f. Now when you are placing from infinite to 2f, the image will move from f and 2f. In between it will be there. Okay? You can remember also very easily.
Okay, sir.
When the object is at infinite, you got it f. When you keep it at infinite and 2f between, it will be moving towards 2f. That is f. Beyond f, it is gone. Okay. Beyond f, that is f to 2f. It will be.
Yes, sir.
So now also you can see v by u will be negative. That means m less than 0. But magnitude, you see, v will be smaller than u right here, because it is from infinite to 2f. It is from f to 2f. So v will be negative and m will be lesser than 0. Then magnitude will also be smaller. That means small in size, real image and inverted image. Got it? Okay. And the third one, it's a very interesting one also.
Okay, sir.
When you make it a 2f, exactly center of curvature, it will also form at the center of curvature. Inverted and same size, real. Okay, shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
So now it has come to 2f. When it come to 2f, there also the image went to 2f. Then you see here, easy to remember. Now you can make a notes out of it. Very. So when it is at infinite, it is at f. When it is at infinite to 2f, it will be at f to 2f. It is moving in the right side direction. When it is at 2f, exactly it will be at 2f. When it is at 2f, magnification will be -1 and its magnitude will be 1. That is small, same size, inverted and real. Okay, shall I go ahead now? Now, when it is between 2f and infinity, this side, and it is between 2f and infinite, where will it be there? Sorry, not 2f and infinite, 2f and f, 2f and f. Infinite to 2f we came here. Now 2f to f. Where will be the image formed? Tell me. It will be from 2f to infinite. Now can you see the second line carefully? Infinite to 2f, the image is from f to 2f. Now from 2f to f, it is there. The image is from 2f to infinite. Tell me, is it true or not? Hassan?
Sir, can you repeat once more, sir?
You see, from infinite to 2f you are coming. The image from is going from f to a to f, right?
Yes.
You carefully understand. When infinite, the image will be at focus center. Just now only I just understood the pattern actually. I never tried to remember these things actually. When infinite is there, it is at focus, right?
Yes, sir.
When it is at 2f, it will be at 2f, right? You see carefully.
Yes, sir.
So that means if you are going from infinite to 2f, it will be going from f to 2f or not? Tell me. Between f and 2f.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you understand it or not? Here is the
Yes,
infinite.
sir. Understood, sir.
Here is the infinite. This is an easy point to remember. It will be at focus. When it is 2f, exactly center of curvature, it will be formed at 2f. So while coming from infinite to 2f, your image should be from f1 to f, right? F between f and 2f. This is what the answer is.
Yes, sir.
Now it will be from 2f to f if the object is placed on one side. So it will be from 2f to f. Image side is infinite to 2f, right? Here it will be 2f to infinite. Are you able to get this point or not?
Yes, sir.
So when you are keeping it focused, you know again at infinity, right? Image.
Yes, sir.
So did you understand the pattern? When it isn't.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
So it will be between 2f and infinity. You see, this is 2f, this is infinite, and the image will be between 2f and infinite if the object is between 2f and focal length. Just a kind of reverse, you see. The diagram will be reverse. So you see, this is infinite, this is infinite. This is infinite to 2f, this is 2f to infinite. This is 2f, this is 2f. This is 2f to f, this is f to 2f. This is f, this is f. Did you understand this? So is it easy to remember or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, Very easy now to remember. No
Yes,
need
sir.
to
It's
draw
easy.
the diagram also. Now you see carefully. Here magnification is less than 1. Where? From here, right? Here magnification is less than 1 in first two cases, because these values, object distances are farther than image distance. Here magnification magnitude has become 1. The magnification is equal to -1, actually inverted one. So, but here, if you see, the image will be enlarged. You can see image distance being larger than the object distance. Is it or not? Tell me. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Because here image distance is larger than main distance, so object distance. So here the values will be m greater than 1. So here m much greater than 1. Okay, do you accept this? Okay, shall I go ahead? Okay,
Okay.
then f we have understood, where it will form at infinity. Now this is much greater than 1. This is just greater than 1. Now if the object is placed just in front of the lens, that is focused to optical center. Okay, the image will be just in front of the lens.
Okay.
It will be enlarged, because from here what will happen
Same
is,
side of.
same side it will happen, because here the rays will be deviating, so diverging, so it will just appear to be forming coming from a point behind. Okay, okay,
Okay, sir.
just this one, they appear to be coming from behind point. So now can you remember these points easily or not till here? Magnifications, inversions and all. Shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now, only one place here, in all the places in convex lens, you will only find one place where you will form a virtual image. Because in this case, between focal length and optical center, the image will not be formed by the rays. It actually appears to be coming from that previous point just in front of the lens. That is why this is the only place where you will see virtual image here. Roji, చెప్పండి. క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను రోజు, అయిపోయింది కాల్ చేస్తే. Did you understand it? In every case, real image will be formed. Only in this one case, just between focal length and optical center, you will see a virtual image. Got it? Got it? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Got
for,
it.
for concave lens, you will see virtual image.
Yes.
You will see virtual image, diminished image, erect image towards the object. That means, suppose here you will see virtual images only. There you saw all real images apart from one case, that is from focal length to optical center, where the image will be just formed in front of lens behind the object. Okay. So when the object is at infinity, okay, when the object is at infinity, the image will be formed.
Sir, object.
Tell me.
Sir, here ray is moving from right to left, sir.
Left to right.
Okay.
Because infinity you cannot draw exactly rays. Okay, here even if you write also like this. Okay, I'll just, if you want me to draw like this, right? Like this, right? From infinite.
Yes, sir.
So here also it will
Yes.
diverge only. Got it? It will not converge. This is a
Yes,
divergent.
sir. Got it.
Now what will happen? They appear to be coming from this focus. This focus. So this will be the image distance, which is a virtual image. They really, the rays are not converging. They will only diverge. Did you understand this or not? They will diverge, but appear to be coming from one point. That point is called as which point? Which point? Which point? Focus. So this focus is left side of the side on which the object is there. The same side the image also will be formed, but that image is not due to the real converging of rays. They appear to be diverging from a imaginary focus. So that is the focal length. That is a virtual image. Got it? And which is a diminished image. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Same side it is forming. So you will get M as positive only, because V is also on the same side, U is also on the same side. V by U will become positive. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So I hope you were able to understand this here.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
So now shall we go to the next slide? So did you understand all the?
Yes,
but
sir.
here virtual images only will be formed, erect images will be formed, but diminished images will be formed. Okay.
Okay.
So next, power of a lens. Power of a lens formula is 1 by focal length in meters, or otherwise 100 by focal length in centimeters. This is a formula you need to remember. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then combination of lenses, if you go power is will become P1 plus P2. But this is only for thin lenses. I told you right, the approximations we take only for thin lenses. The power is equal to combination of lenses is P1 plus P2. That is nothing but 1 by focal length of the combination of lens is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2, which is the focal length of the first lens and the focal length of the second lens, 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. This is the power of power will add up. Then power is nothing but 1 by f. So I substituted 1 by capital F is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Got it? But while
Yes,
solving the
sir.
problems, use the sign convention. Whether it's negative or positive, you need to just use the sign convention properly. Got it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
But in case if their two lenses are not very close, they're having a separation between them, you can use the formula separation of D here. So that is 1 by F is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2 minus D by F1, F2. This is a formula. If two lenses are having a distance between them, D. Okay. This can also be written as P is equal to P1 plus P2 minus P1, P2 into D. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I gave you Newton's formula, right? There in mirrors, where that F is equal to what is the formula I got? Root over x1, x2. X1 is the distance from object distance from first focus, and x2 is the image distance from second focus. You remember the formula?
Yes, sir.
So you can use the same formula also here. Focal length is equal to root x1, x2. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you remember what are the formulas? Power of a lens is nothing but 1 by f, 1 by focal length in meters, 100 by a focal length in centimeters. So if you add two lenses, thin lenses combined together, then power will become P1 plus P2. That is 1 by f. Focal length of the two lenses together will become 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Then if they are having a distance between them d, then 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus d by f2. These derivations are not required, okay, for you.
Okay, sir.
Even for advanced also, we don't teach these derivations out of the scope of the textbook. You can see d by f1, f2. Then this power of length is equal to p1 plus p2 minus 1 by f1, 1 by f2 is nothing but what? P1, p2, right? here, this formula. 1 by F1 into 1 by F2 into D, right? That is P1, P2 into D. We can write this formula if they're having distance between D between them. Got it? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Now, equiconvex lens is there placed in air, which is having a refractive index of mu. Air you can consider one, right? Like vacuum. Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
So now there is a air medium in which refractive index of a lens of refractive index mu is there. Now what you need to answer is, what is the focal length of this lens? Just use whatever the formulas you have and try to find out the focal length of this lens. This is equiconvex lens, but means both of them will be having, matlab R1 and R2 will be of equal magnitude. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So what is the formula? Tell me. 1 by F is equal to mu length with respect to mu medium minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2, right? Tell me.
Yes,
This is
sir.
already derived from those whatever the lens maker's formula. Now here mu medium is 1, mu length is given as mu. Can I write it as mu minus 1 here? 1 by F is equal to
Yes, sir.
1 by R1.
Ah,
You carefully see now. Now 1 by R1 will be this one, this first surface. You can see light ray, if it is coming from this side, this radius will become positive, right? Tell me, because the surface is like this. So now the center of this surface will be here, right? So now from optical center, if you are measuring this distance, so you can see light ray is in the same direction and your radius is also in the same direction. Can I take it as a plus R or not? Tell me.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
So 1 by R now minus. Now carefully observe. R2, if you are observing, R2 will be negative or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Light ray is in this direction and radius is in the backward direction or negative x direction. Then this will become minus 1 by R. So your value will become mu minus 1 by R into 2 by R. So this will be the focal length. So if you just ask me the formula, focal length formula, R by 2 into mu minus 1, do we accept this or not?
Yes, sir.
This is the formula for one convex lens, R by 2 into mu minus 1. If the surrounding medium is air and its refractive index is mu, this is a formula. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now plano convex lens. What is the focal length? Can you apply the formula? This is the radius R. Can you try the formula and solve it?
Okay, sir.
Solve it. Nivas, can you understand them or not? Nivas, where did you go?
Sir, R by mu minus 1, sir.
R by, yes, that is true. R by mu minus 1. because sorry. If you go through it, 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Where is Nivas? Nivas, just ask him to uh, reply me, Drupada. Just call him and ask him to reply me. Where is it? 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. So r2 is infinite. 1 by r1 if you take r, that means r by mu minus 1 will be the focal length. So, okay. Next, okay. Now, if suppose object is placed here, you will do like this. Suppose if object is placed like this for the same plane of convex lens, can you do that derivation also?
Sir, which
This one,
derivation?
this is also planar convex lens and this is also planar convex lens, right? But one
Yes, sir.
object I kept placed on the convex side. Now here object I placed at the plane side. So can you derive the formula for this also? Can you derive?
Sir, R we just need to put negative, I think.
Just substitute and give me the answer.
Okay. Sir, F is equal to R by 1 minus mu.
Hmm? F is equal to R by 9. You check the answer, you will get.
R by 1 minus mu, sir.
Nai check, you will get different answer.
Sir, same answer.
Hmm? Same one you will get, right?
R by mu minus. Yes, sir.
Okay. R by mu minus 1, got it? Because 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by r1, that is r1 is in 1 by infinity minus of minus 1 by r, this will become plus 1 by r, you will get the same r by mu minus 1, got it? Got it? Okay, Hasan?
Yes, sir, got it, sir.
So then, suppose if the lens is cut, this is one important, but mains and advanced they ask, I don't observe in NEET, just we will go through. Uh, okay. If you cut the lens here now, suppose if this lens is a focal length f, if I cut it now like this, so what is the focal length of this one? I am telling you it will not change. Okay, this one also will have same focal length, this one also will have same focal length, because radius of curvature length nothing is changing, right? In formula, tell me, Hasan.
Yes, sir. Yes,
In,
sir.
you see this one also radius of curvature is remaining same, this one also radius of curvature is remaining same, right? But what actually will change, sir, if you cut it and if this part, if you keep, that one also will focal length have, this one also will have focal length have. Then what actually will change is aperture is changing here, right? Can you check it? Aperture diameter is
Yes, sir.
changing. So that means intensity of the image will decrease. Intensity of the image will decrease. That is intensity proportional to aperture square. So intensity will decrease by 4 times. Aperture square, right? Aperture is becoming half means intensity will decrease by 4 times. Okay. Got it?
Yes, sir, got it, sir.
Okay. Shall we discuss in the next class? Many things. When did we start in the class?
Sure, sir.
When did we start the class?
8:40.
8:40 we started.
8:45.
8:45 we started. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
8:45, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you,
see
sir.
you in the next class.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.